Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee, Books, and Rain, where we talk about all things books and literature. Usually share a cup of coffee or whatever warm beverage you enjoy. I have a little bit of a cold, so please forgive me. I have been trying to get over it. I was at the clinic about 2 days ago, getting a couple of shots, getting some medication. So honestly, I feel 100% better than what I did a few days ago. So I am super happy about that. But today, I wanted to talk to you about a couple books that I have been reading and finishing while I have been under the weather. And one of those books is The Foxwife by Yangsze Choo. And this is from Macmillan Audio. I was provided an audio copy through my NetGalley account, and I want to thank both Macmillan Audio as well as NetGalley for providing me an advanced reader copy in order to provide you with an honest review prior to its release, well, maybe even on its release, on February 13th of 2024. I highly recommend this book. I actually had a great time working my way through this book and want to be able to tell you a little bit about it. So, going from the description on the NetGalley account, some people think foxes are similar to ghosts because we go around collecting chi, but nothing could be further than the truth. We are living creatures just like you, only usually better looking. So, I don't know if that kind of tells you right off the bat. I don't know if it's chi or ki. It's QI. So if it's chi or ki, maybe you can leave it down below and let me know the true pronunciation. I hope I didn't also butcher the author's name, but I will say she narrates her book brilliantly. She is the narrator of the book, and I think she did a fantastic job. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thought it gave a sense of authenticity to the book as well, because I love when an author narrates their own book, because that way you know everything they're saying is the way that they intended it to be pronounced when they wrote it. So really enjoyed that. I love when Neil Gaiman narrates his own and those sorts of things. It's one of my favorites when, I don't know, I love when authors narrate their own books. Sorry there, had to pause for just a moment. Not only take a sip of coffee, but again, I am still getting over a cold and did not want to cough all over the place is, I guess, the best way to put that. So The Foxwife by Yangsze Choo. It so far has some really great reviews and ratings on NetGalley. Not NetGalley, but Goodreads. And I kind of go to Goodreads whenever I am trying to just kind of give an overall, not only summary, but to kind of get a sense of how well it's being received. Now, I never look at this. I never look at Goodreads before I read a book. I only look at it after. It does not usually change my way or my way of thinking in any one way or the other about the book, unless I didn't have a great, thinking about the book. Like if I read a book and came away not thinking too highly of it, come to Goodreads and see a lot of other people thought very highly of it, then I have to reconsider myself of what was it about that book that didn't strike me right. And so I often will read some of the comments and see what the parts were. I love constructive criticism. I love dialogue. I love having those conversations, especially when they differ from one person to the other. I don't see it as conflict. I see it as collaboration of being able to better understand each other through this sort of conversation. So, but I'm right on par with these individuals who rated it so highly. I would definitely give it 4.5 stars. And the issue though with Goodreads and NetGalley is I can't give it half stars. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and round it up to 5 because I don't want to knock it down to 4. I feel like it was better than that. So for me, it's a 4 is it was a good read, but I don't know how quickly I will recommend it. And I don't think it was perfect, which is why I really don't know if it's 5, but it's worthy of me doing an episode for, and so that's where the 4.5 comes from. So hopefully you can kind of like maybe accept that sort of justification. Anyway, so let me give you a little bit of the summary that is on Goodreads as well as the NetGalley. A young woman is found frozen in the snow. Her death is clouded by rumors of foxes involved, which are believed to lure people by transforming themselves into beautiful women and men. Bao, a detective with a reputation for sniffing out truth, is hired to uncover the dead woman's identity. Since childhood, Bao has been intrigued by the fox gods, yet they remain tantalizingly out of reach, until, perhaps, now. Meanwhile, a family that owns a famous Chinese medicine shop can cure ailments, but not the curse that afflicts them. Their eldest sons die before their 24th birthday. Now, the only grandson of the family is 23. When a mysterious woman enters their household, their luck seems to change. Or does it? Is this new servant simply a young woman from the north, or a fox spirit bent on her own revenge? And so some of the things that I love about this book are kind of that folklore-y, folk-tale-y sort of aspect. I love reading about other cultures and the folklores that encompass their culture, and so that is one of those aspects about this book that really drew me in, because I feel like I know a lot about Greek, Roman, Viking. We get a lot about that not only in mass media, but there's been a lot of books lately as well. And the thing that I'm loved seeing lately is also the rise of Chinese, Japanese, and other Asian culture folklore. I think it's a fantastic addition to myth and legend, and I think we need to continue exploring that, as well as like other cultures. I'd love to see some more cultures with books about their mythologies and folklores as well. I think that would be a fantastic addition. This book is considered to be fiction, mystery, and fantasy. There are a couple of adult tones, but nothing too significant. This is not what I would call a spicy book. It's about 400 pages. I don't remember the exact length of this book on my NetGalley, but I want to say it was around maybe 9 hours, maybe 9.5 hours on my audio version of the NetGalley. But honestly, it went very quickly, and so over the weekend I was able to just do housework and all sorts of fun stuff while listening to this book, and thought it was fantastically great. So my review is definitely going to be 4.5 stars, 4.5, 5 stars, but I will, like I said, bump it up to 5. I do feel like the beginning started off a little slowly for me, because we do start kind of from the perspective of what we call the fox wife. We are in Manchuria, 1908, and a revolution has just toppled I think it's the Qing dynasty. And so I truly apologize if I am not getting these names correctly, but we have a lot of different characters going on, and Snow is our primary character. She is a fox spirit, but she is also a human in most respects in this book. She is presenting herself as human because she is on a mission, and she has a very important sort of revenge that she wants to exact on someone who has wronged her. And I mean, I'll go ahead and let you know, it's this photographer named Baek who she wants revenge for something he's done. I don't want to give too many spoilers, because again, this book comes out on February 13th, and I thought it was really well done. I will say I loved kind of the not murderish, but mystery aspect. It is a little bit more of, it's not in the same vein of like an Agatha Christie or a Sherlock Holmes of a whodunit, because you kind of already know who done it and you kind of know who's on their trail. It's more about getting from point A to point B and catch a thief sort of thing. We are trying to capture this person who has wronged someone along the way. And we don't even know if this Bektunika guy actually remembers that he has done this wrong. But Snow, Asan, as she's known as the household maid to what she calls her elderly lady, to her caretaker, the person that she kind of watches and takes care of. Anyway, she's so very fun, but she's sassy and she's strong-willed, but man, she is not a weakling. She goes into certain situations knowing that they're not the greatest situations for a woman to be in. However, she's also fully aware that she is a fox spirit, so she has different advantages over some people than the other. She is quite strong, and so she is also able to fight pretty easily, but she does know she can still be overwhelmed if it's too many people. So the characters are wonderfully written. I love that Bao. He's a detective, and he's, I want to say, probably in his, at this time, like a 60s, maybe in his 60s age-wise. His first wife has already passed. He is now just taken the time to become kind of an independent detective. He has a special ability to know when people are lying, like when they speak, like he is able to hear the ring of truth or falsehood in their words. And so this makes him a very good detective. And so now that his first wife has passed, he is kind of actually hoping to run across an old childhood friend of his. But he is getting along in age, and there are some things that, like, I'm not going to try to spoil for you. I would love for you if you read it on your own. I thought it was very enjoyable, well worth a read. I'm not 100% certain about this whole fox wife. Apparently she must have had she did have a spouse at one point, but we don't learn too much about him. And so I like the fact that the romance tends to be a little understated in this particular book, that really the action and the revenge and the intrigue and the detective work is really the most forefront in this particular book, and the characters are well fleshed out. So we do run across several fox characters. I'm just going to go ahead and spoil that little bit for you, but I'm not going to spoil too much more. And I think if you are ever interested in learning a little bit more about other mythology and folklore, this could be a really great book for you. This is my first experience reading from this author, but I definitely think that I would be willing to try her writings again, and I hope that I will sway you into going and maybe trying to find this book. Now it looks like it is releasing again February 13th by Henry Holt and Company, and I did receive the free audio copy from Macmillan Audio on my NetGalley account, which I want to thank them as well. And if you've made it this far, please like and comment. Maybe tell me your favorite mythology or folklore tale down below. I would love to know what your favorite folklore tale is. If you don't know about folklore, maybe we should do an episode on just folklore in general. Like, there is folklore that is regional, there is folklore that is in a country, and then there's global culture that's folklore as well. So I would love to know what sort of folklore you grew up with, and please leave it down below. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and until next time, I will see you all on the next page. Have a great one.